Team Corelli have been smashing it with their ready-to-run bashers, and today we're taking a look at another one. And here it is. This is the Synchro 4. This is the replacement for the Radix 4. But this time they've made some changes, and it is even better. Let's just take a look. And here it is. This is the new Team Corelli Synchro 4. So this thing is 1/8 scale. It's available in 4 different colours, although I think it looks the best in orange. Look at this wing on the back. It looks so good. I just love how aggressive this buggy looks, especially with these tyres. Just look at these, and look at the wing mount on the back. I'm very pleased to say that it is a solid piece of plastic, and I don't have much luck with Team Corelli wing mounts, so I'm glad to see that that is a solid piece. And I can't get over how fantastic that orange body looks. This buggy just looks insane. So I know you're here to see the buggy, and we will take a closer look under the body in a moment and talk about some of the chassis features. But first, we do need to take a look at what we get in the box. Starting with the transmitter. Now this thing does feel kind of basic. It's a little bit different to the transmitter that I got with the Skeeter. That was actually a bit nicer than this. I don't know, it just feels of lower quality, but as long as it performs, that's all I really care about. So of course we have got a foam grip on the wheel. Up on top we have steering trim and steering dual rate adjustments. Of course we've got the on and off switch, and it does look like we've got 2 speed settings, 50% throttle and 100% throttle. So yeah, not too bad, but certainly not the best ready to run transmitter I've ever seen. Here we have a lanyard, antenna tube. Here we have the instruction manual for the transmitter, the ESC, and finally the instruction manual for the buggy itself. Now I know this bit may be a little bit boring. I know you're here to see the buggy, but we do need to talk about the new Team Corelli website. So they've now made some changes to their website, and everything is so much easier to find. For example, if you're looking for upgrades for your favourite Team Corelli vehicle, that is very easy to do. Or if you're looking for spares, but I think my favourite feature on the Team Corelli website, and it's certainly the one I'm always using, is their manual section. Now they have got all the manuals for every car they've ever created, and it does make it really easy when it comes to finding parts. And this is also a really handy place to come if you're looking for exploded diagrams, or you're looking to do some maintenance on your vehicles. Definitely check out the new Team Corelli website. So back to the Synchro 4 then. Now every time I walk away, I can't help but glance back at this buggy. Oh, it looks so good. So of course this thing has fantastic styling. Team Corelli have done a great job in that department, but is it going to perform well, and is it going to do that 50 mile per hour claim speed on the box? So they do say this will do 50 miles per hour, but that is only if you make some changes to the gearing. And at least they've put that piece of text on the box, because some brands don't. Now the guys at Team Corelli have provided this for free for me to feature on my channel, so I want to say a huge thank you to them. And when I went to purchase this using the discount code that they gave me, I did notice one really cool thing about this buggy, and that's the fact that it does share a lot of the parts with some of their older cars. And what that means is parts availability is going to be really good. Now I think one of the main competitors for this new buggy is of course going to be the ARRMA Typhon 3S, but I actually think this is going to be a much better option compared to the ARRMA. And it's not only the price that's lower than the ARRMA, this actually features a lot of components which are better. So the current price of the Team Corelli Synchro 4 is £315, and the Typhon currently costs £339. And if this buggy is really as good as I think it's going to be, if I was ARRMA, I would be a little bit worried. So let's take a closer look under the body. Now you may notice straight away this thing is covered in plastic components, but please don't let that worry you, because what you want to see on a basher is plastic components, and that is because plastic is cheap to replace, it's also flexible, and it's also much lighter compared to metal, which makes it perfect for something like this. So we know everything is made out of plastic or composite, and that includes the shock towers, the steering links, and look at these big beefy arms. Wow. Of course we have got a 3mm aluminium chassis, pivot ball suspension. Down there we have metal CVDs, metal dog bones on the rear. Oh, once again, look at that fabulous wing mount. We have oil-filled adjustable big bore shocks all over, and the shocks on this aren't metal anymore. They're actually made out of plastic. Again, I don't care too much about that because I really like the fact Team Corelli have concentrated on getting the weight down, because a lighter RC car is also an RC car that doesn't break as often as the heavier cars. So we have a very chunky front bumper. Apparently this has easy access diffs. I'm gonna have to try that later. And just taking a look, it does look pretty simple. And I've just noticed there you can also fit a sway bar. So of course we have metal center drive shafts. So there is metal on this where it matters most, but I do love the fact that the majority of this buggy is made out of plastic. And for a 1/8 scale buggy, yes, it is very light. There are so many good features on this buggy. Here we have another one. This has shock cap protectors, a very generous battery tray, which you can actually make bigger, and I'm probably going to do that because I like to run high capacity batteries. One of my favourite features on this buggy has to be the wheels. These are absolutely fantastic. I love these, and I'm actually tempted to run these on some of my other buggies. And although they're firm, they are a multi-surface tyre, and I think they're going to grip really well. Now this thing has a hybrid chassis brace system, and it's a lot more beefy compared to the Radix 4. Now this has 3 diffs. Of course we've got the front diff, the rear diff, and it's also got a centre diff. And some people may say it doesn't make a difference. Well, yes it does, especially when it comes to handling. Electronics wise, this has their Curon 725 brushless motor, which is 2150 kV. We have the Torox ESC, which is 3 to 4S ready. And then finally the metal geared 25 kilogram high speed digital servo. And I do believe this is slightly more powerful than the one that you got in the old Radix 4. Next up, let's get a 3S battery in it and let's see how fast it goes. I'm going to be using 100C lipos today, so that buggy's going to get every bit of power it needs. So hopefully we see some decent speeds. I really like how they've positioned the on and off switch right at the back there, and you can actually switch that on and off with the body on. Steering servo doesn't feel too bad. So first up, we're going to do a 3S speed test. Let's start the GPS. Let's see what we get. That's full throttle. Yeah, it's not very quick on 3S. Believe it or not, the sun has been out all day. I decide to come out and then it starts raining. It's probably the hardest part about being an RC content creator here in the UK. We're constantly battling the weather. That is full throttle again. Yeah, it doesn't feel very quick. It actually feels really slow. Okay, let's bring it back. Let's see what we got. It feels really slow out the box on 3S. I wonder what we're going to see. So out the box on 3S, let's hit stop and read. 29 miles per hour. That's pretty slow out the box on 3S. Let's stick the 4S in there and let's see if that's any quicker. So next up, let's see how fast it goes on 4S. 4S is what this buggy is made for. That does feel a lot quicker. It is really slippery now, but I want to get this video done. That's full throttle, and these tyres are actually gripping really well. Oh, a little bit slippery. Just find myself having to ease the throttle in because it is so wet now. Right, let's see what we got. 4S straight out the box. Right, so let's hit stop and read. 39 miles per hour. So a little bit quicker than the 3S, but I was actually expecting a bit more. So it's finally time to see how the Synchro 4 performs off-road. And today we're going to be testing at one of the best bashing locations I've ever seen. So running on 3S, performance feels really good, although I do notice the tyres don't grip as well as I would have liked. Obviously they are quite a firm compound and that doesn't help, but also with the buggy being quite light, I also think that's a factor too. power feels nice, and remember this only does 29 miles per hour on road, but off road it definitely feels like a good amount of power. So next, moving up to 4S, for that little bit of extra power, the steering servo felt nice, and although I'm not a massive fan of the transmitter, it did perform okay. So this may not be as cheap as some of the other beginner options out there, but I think you can justify the extra cost. Is that something you'd recommend to a beginner, Tom?
I think so.
Yeah?
The steer's spot on, even for racing.
I reckon it's like a good step up from something cheap like an MJX or something like that. It's probably like
Agreed. I think the build quality is absolutely fantastic.
100%, yeah. It's probably like a really good option, sort of like first 3S, 4S type car.
I'd say so.
Yeah, 100%. So there we go then, guys. That was the new Team Corelli Synchro 4. An excellent option for someone who's looking to take the next step in the RC hobby. It's excellent quality, it's durable, and it handles really well. Well, you see how I was running it today, and it has come back in one piece. I'll probably do some upgrades, but I definitely want to see if we can get this all the way up to 50 miles per hour. And I don't think it will take much before we see that figure. Of course, we're going to have a play with the gear in, and then we'll get it back out. Cheers for watching, see you on the next one, take care. If you enjoyed today's video and you want to see more from Team Corelli here on my channel, click one of these videos now.